5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Today's video, it's all about what brands sell the best on Poshmark or any platform. What brands sell the best, the fastest, with the most profit, etc. What brands do I look for when I'm sourcing? And I'm going to show you some of my actual data over the past year. I could do the past from all time, 10 years, but that's really not going to be as valuable because we want to see current information. I'm going to show you also how to get this information for yourself, but I figured if some of you haven't been selling for that long, then you can use, my information as a guideline. And I typically buy things that I like and that I want to wear and things that are in my size. So that really helps guide me on, what I source. Like, I'm not going to source something that I would never wear myself, Every once in a while I might see something that I wouldn't wear or I wouldn't fit and I would buy it to resell, but it's very, very rare. All right, so I want to start with what are the keys to success when you're talking about what items sell best and fastest on Poshmark. There's a couple different things. So one is the actual brand, of course, and the condition of the brand, whether it's new of tags, whether it's worn, etc. The second one is the trend. So, just because it's a hot brand, if the item is out of style, then you're going to have trouble selling it. Some things are classic and timeless, which is great, but other things you really have to make sure that it's like on trend too. So good brand, popular brand, and an item that is in style and trendy and in demand. And if you want to learn more about what styles are going to be in demand next year in 2023, I did a ton of research on all the different fashion shows all around the world, and I found the trends that were, similar to all of them, and I did that in my video, which is 2023 trend forecasts, and I just posted that yesterday. So, we've got the first two. There's other things also. There's things like the price of the item, if you got a really good deal on that item, and it also is a great brand, and it also is in good condition, and it's also trendy, what price you sourced it at, because if you sourced an amazing thing in all those areas and you have to sell it too high to cover your break-even cost to be profitable, then that's not going to sell fast or easy either. So I'm going to give you some tips. Now, before I get into the actual brands and show you on my Poshmark data which brands have sold for the highest dollar amounts and which ones have sold the most in terms of like number of sales, I am going to share with you what not to buy, because I think what not to buy is just as important to know as what to buy. So what I have learned over my history of selling is there's certain things that just do not sell. And now this is not to say that it won't sell for you, but it just has not sold for me, certain things. So, and some of this also has to do with just trends that are happening. I also have on the Resell Genius knowledge database, which is totally free. And you can look on there, and there's an article about how to find trends for sourcing. So if you just type in like trends in the knowledge database, that'll pop up. And that gives you a lot of insight in how to use Google Analytics to search for trends. But besides all that tech stuff, what should we not be buying right now? So I'm going to start with jeans. So first of all, I love my skinny jeans. I have so many pairs of skinny jeans. I think they look good on me. I actually didn't even buy jeans at all my whole life, pretty much, because I just didn't think they looked good on me. But my ex-husband from my childhood sweetheart, I don't want to wear something that's going to make me look older, Levi, and also obviously people on Poshmark are not buying that either. And now I have like 50 pairs of jeans, maybe more, but most of them are skinny. And the sad fact, and this kind of came out like 2 or 3 years ago, but I've been hanging on. Skinny jeans are just out. So do not buy skinny jeans. If you have skinny jeans in your closet right now, just reduce them and take a loss. It's just not worth it. People aren't buying them. People aren't, spending top dollar for them. There are some really cool trends in 2023, which you'll hear if you watch the other video, that do have to do with denim. So I'm not talking about denim in general. I have found that jeans of all kinds just do not sell. The other thing, so if you go on sites like what I mentioned in my video, a couple of videos ago about, websites to source from online, BHFO is hands down like my sourcing website. Like, I love it. Every time I look on that website, I'm just like, what the heck? How is this so cheap? And then when you get a sale on top of it, it's like, what? I mean, I should show you the box that I have sitting right next to me. In fact, I probably will take a picture and put it on the screen, but it is like, it's this big. And it just came today. And I'm like, and later I am going to go into BHFO and show you a few quick tips on how to use the site, but I'm going to focus on brands, what brands I look for, what brands I filter, and what brands sell best on Poshmark. And I have been filling up my wish list, which is something I definitely recommend that you do, because then you can see if prices go down. It might be too high right now, but if prices go down, then you can snag that item. Sometimes you'll find that they just sell out because things on BHFO are constantly changing. The inventory is constantly changing, and a lot of things in the wish list does sell. But then I think it wasn't meant to be. So I'm gonna show you that on the computer, and I'm gonna show you my wish lists for like the past 6 months. And there's still stuff in there that is available on the site that you guys could buy if you wanted to. That might give you a little bit of a heads up, knowing what I bought or what I want to buy, and what brands are in there too. So I will do that later on in this video. I actually did a whole video on it that was like 45 minutes long on the web, shared my screen, and the whole audio got messed up. I don't know what the heck happened, but you can see me, but you just can't hear me. So I'll do that again. And let's see, what else? Sizes. So regardless of the brand, sizes are a big thing. So I have made this mistake in the past, and I don't want you guys to do the same thing. So don't buy anything in like a 00 or a 0 or an extra, extra small or an extra small, unless, of course, that is what you wear in terms of your size. Because the sizes that are really, really small and some that are really, really big, they just have not sold for me. I frequently find really, really cool, amazing sneakers on BHFO, and I'm a sneakerhead, and that's why I do a lot of selling on like StockX and Grailed and Goat. That's a whole nother video too on how to know which sneakers you should get in a drop or whatnot. I bought a pair of size 35 shoes, and they were open ceremony, and I got them on BHFO for, I want to say it was like 19, and they're still in my closet. They have not sold. It's like a kid's size, so you'll see that a lot. You'll see like pants that are, or like pants sizes like jeans that are size 24, or like I said, the extra, extra, extra small, or shoe sizes that are like 5 or 6 or 4. So yeah, don't get caught in that crap. Even if the brand is great, even if the style is great, even if the price is right, if it's a size that is not that popular and it's not your size, then skip it. Size medium is the most popular size, okay, in terms of sales. Followed by size small and size large that are pretty much tied. And then, extra large is probably next. And I'm, medium large, so that's typically what I source. I source a medium large. And although I don't wear the stuff, I usually just post it right away, new of tags. Sometimes I do wear it, and then I sell it as used. So you always have that option. So those are some tips in terms of sizing. A couple very specific things that I've noticed, and you can find this out by looking at clearance. So either going to like Macy's or Neiman's or whatever and looking at their clearance racks, or places like BHFO to see what is on clearance and what has been reduced to final sale. Looking at stuff that's out of style. So if you look at the clearance racks in person or on websites, you kind of can tell what stuff is going out of style. And right now, all over BHFO and all over any clearance rack I'm looking at, guess what I'm seeing? And you should be thinking in your head, what have I been seeing lately? I wonder if you can guess it. I'm going to give you some time to guess it. It's tie-dye. So tie-dye had a huge revival, and tie-dye joggers, tie-dye shirts, tie-dye hoodies, tie-dye everything. And what I'm seeing is some really great brands and some really cute stuff at really good prices that is tie-dye. And so you could try to buy that and sell it, but what that tells me is that I think tie-dye is a dying trend. I could be wrong, but I'm not putting all of my eggs into tie-dye right now. I don't know if that made sense. I'm not going to be spending my money on tie-dye. Let's just put it that way, because I just get the feeling that it's losing favor. Another thing I will say is that the sourcing schedule is way earlier than you would ever think. So don't buy something for a specific event or season or occasion like too close into that event, season, or occasion. So using BHFO as an example again, like you might see a bikini that is a really good brand like Tory Burch or L-Space, and you might see it for like $3.99. Well, you want to be posting your bathing suits like in February at the very latest, because that's when department stores are going to be stocking their spring, and they usually start stocking bathing suits around end of February, March. So you want to be ahead of the cusp so that you can ride that rise up and the peak, maybe a little bit down, but you don't want to like post too late and then just be stuck with the down, or even be down here. Can't see my hand. Down here, and you don't sell that bathing suit. And so then, instead of discounting, I would just pull it right out, and then I would relist it the following year at the right time. So that can be said for prom dresses, it can be said for Halloween, it can be said for Christmas, Mother's Day, Easter, all of these things that are great opportunities to source and to sell, but you have to do it early. And if you're thinking like, oh, I'm going to do this a month early, well, add at least another month to that, and then you still might be late. So it doesn't hurt to post early. And now let's jump into Poshmark and where you can find all of the brands that you have sold. So I got my handy dandy app, which you will not be able to see, obviously, because of the lighting. But I'm going into Poshmark, and I'm going to, on the very bottom right, where it has my screen name and a little person picture, I'm going to hit that. And then I'm going to scroll down to my seller tools. And there's a ton of stuff in here. You guys should definitely check it out if you have not. Things I use the most are probably my inventory report and my sales report. Those are really cool. You just click that you want it, and then it will email it to you. And it comes in like an Excel format. Let's see. So what I'm looking at for brands and stuff is My Closet Insights. It's the third one from the top. So click My Closet Insights, and then you're going to see it defaults to your sales at the top for the current month. You can fiddle around with this. I'm going to change it to current year, just because there is no last month and the current month is 0. So I'm going to do current year, and that will kind of give you a good overall trending. So the first thing that will pop up under your summary of Brand Insights, so that sales is first, Brand Insights is second. So whatever you pick up at the top right in terms of the time frame will also apply to the Brand Insights below it. And Brand Insights is broken down into 3 things. So you've got sales in dollars, then you have average sale price, also in dollars, and then you have listings sold in terms of numbers. So I'm going to go through with you what I have for the last year. So you can see which brands sold well for me in each one of those categories. And I will try to screenshot this, but here, let me just read it to you for now. I'm looking at sales, and my number one is Louis Vuitton, followed by, and this is sales in dollars, okay? So Louis Vuitton first, Chanel second, Gucci third. Okay, so that's in terms of like the sale price. And obviously you're going to see, you know, Louis Vuitton, Chanel at the top, and Gucci and Fendi and all that, because those have higher price points. So that's not surprising. Now, if I go to average sale price, how does that change things? Well, now St. Laurent is at the top, followed by Fendi, followed by Diane von Furstenberg, Gucci, LV, Chanel, Brother Velli, Chrome Hearts, Ellery, Kobe, Griselda, Jimmy Choo, Self-Portrait, blah, 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 and so on. Okay, now we're going to go to number of listings sold. And this one is interesting because this one is totally different than the average selling price. And here you have to really make the decision on your business. Do you want the volume play, like number of sales play? Because if you're making profit on a bunch of stuff, that's a lot of profit. Or are you going to play the long game, or the quality game, where you're only listing very high-end things, but you're getting much more profit margin, but it might take longer. But in the end, you might break even on both. You know, like each strategy works. It's just a matter of, you know, what strategy do you enjoy most? Personally, I tend to do more of the quality because in the past, you know, I had other jobs and I wasn't doing it totally full time, and so money wasn't really an issue, and I had the time, you know, like if I had a Louis Vuitton thing sitting on there for 3 years, like it didn't really faze me. Right now I'm doing this full time. I have been for a while now, and so I need those regular sales. So then I've got a little bit of the low end, a little bit of the high end, and some things in between, and that's been working well for me. Okay, back to this. So my brand insights for the last year in terms of number of listings sold. Guess what's number one? Zara. Okay, so Zara is number one, followed by Shine, followed by Hello Kitty. Number 4 is Louis Vuitton. So I still have sold a lot of Louis Vuitton, but the most I've sold in terms of units, not dollars, is Zara. And a good place to source Zara is ThreadUp. Is it ThreadUp or Threadflip? I don't know why. I just cannot ever get that name right. I think it's Threadflip. Anyways, when I'm on Threadflip, I only do new with tags under the condition, because I find that some of the stuff is really gross if you don't do new with tags. I've done like new condition, and their like new condition is not the same as my like new condition. I've even bought some stuff that are new with tags that were kind of janky because maybe they were in storage or in the warehouse or whatever. So I do new with tags, and that's where I would really source my Zara things. And then I'll also source my Zara at Zara. So for example, I went to Zara in New York actually. They were having a sale. I got a pair of little hot pants for like, I don't know, $15 that were normally selling for like 40, I believe. And they sold in one day. And I sold them for like, I think 30 or close to 40. I don't know, close to the selling price anyway. So I made money, and it was super quick and easy. So if you can get things from Zara that are basics, like black shorts, or things that are like their limited edition stuff, or just things that are kind of classic or still in style, that's a great thing to do, is just buy on sale, because I found that Zara sells really close to their sales price in certain instances, not all. I think the reason is because they're fast fashion, and they're changing their inventory so much that you know, if somebody wants something, they're willing to pay close to retail for it. Maybe not retail, but I also have seen some limited edition things sell for way above retail. So I think about 2 years ago, they had this beautiful limited edition set that was a satin puff sleeve blouse with a matching satin mini skirt, and you couldn't get it anywhere. It was gone online immediately. I went to one store and they were like, I think we might have one in the back. And they did, and I bought it. And it's selling for like, I don't know, 8 times as much as what I paid for. So if you look at the limited edition section on Zara, that could be a play. Better play is sales, big sales. I'm not talking about like 20% off or whatever. I'm talking about like 50 or more. And then also thread flip or thread up. Forgive me. Because you can get a lot of Zara on there too. So those are my top selling brands. And those are typically the ones that I would search for. So basically like the hot luxury brands, obviously, and then these brands. And then the other thing I do is I do source a lot of sneakers and streetwear and hype beast type stuff because I've gotten really good at it into like the streetwear scene. And there's a couple sites that they have huge sales on, and then also just like getting the right drop at the right time because, you know, some stuff sells for so much more. I can save that for another video because there's a way different approach for that stuff. And I'm surprised that like I don't see Supreme on here because I do have Supreme on Poshmark and I have sold Supreme on Poshmark. But I think the reason is most of my hypebeast stuff I tend to sell on StockX if it's brand new. If it's not brand new and it's used, then I'll do Grailed or Goat. So that's why you're not seeing a lot of those hypebeast brands or streetwear brands on my Poshmark top brands list by number and by dollar. And Supreme is definitely kind of jumped the shark, according to my 18-year-old brother, but I still like it. So it's probably not going to be a moneymaker like it was before. But anything with a collab, a good collab, typically makes money. For example, the Chanel times Pharrell, that was super exclusive. When Supreme has a collab with like Gore-Tex or North Face or Nike, OVO, I don't know if I pronounced that right either, OVO, Drake's brand, they had a collab recently with Scarface, and so I bought like 2 hoodies, 3 t-shirts, and all the stuff in my size, of course, in case I wanted to wear it. And the t-shirts were like, I don't know, $60 or $48 or something like that, and I've sold them for $175 and I think 201, and then I think I still have one more to sell. So like that kind of stuff, like huge margins. All right, so I showed you how to find your stats on Poshmark, and now I'm going to do a transition, and I'm going to jump on the computer, and you're going to see my screen, and I'm going to show you the brands that I pick and filter by. And I'm going to show you my wish lists, which has tons of stuff in there that you could buy yourself right now. And these are all things that I have either bought already or are wanting to buy. And so since this video is all about brands, I'm going to take you through which brands I'm currently sourcing. So we're at a website called BHFO. And this is a website I featured on one of my previous sourcing videos. So I search by brand. So usually I'll either click down here because that's usually where the sales are. Or if there's no sale going on right now, I'll just go straight to brands. This is how I sort by brand. Ooh, there is a sale going on. Party looks. So if I click that, that will bring me to the things that are on sale for that sale. So they recently had a Black Friday sale, which was site-wide, and that is kind of rare. Usually they do stuff like this. The major shopping holidays like Labor Day, Memorial Day, Black Friday, those kind of things, they'll do site-wide normally. There's probably going to be a great one after Christmas or like in January. But for the other ones, you want to actually click on it because only the things that are here are going to be eligible for sale. So once I'm in there, I'm going to hit brand, and sometimes it lets you select more than one, and sometimes it only selects one, and that's just a glitch. Normally, we'll select brands with similar price points because I search from low to high, And if I'm searching for low to high with brands that have widely different prices, the ones for the expensive brands are going to get hidden. So let's see, you can type in here or you can just hit view more. And so here are all the different brands. Not everything is on sale under this sale. Okay, so what am I going to select? I mean, ALC is a very expensive brand and it's very popular. That they sell it at Neiman Marcus. I really love Aiden Maddox dresses. Because there's two here, I'm going to select this one. Obviously, Alexander McQueen, Alice and Olivia. This one is on Rent the Runway. So that's another tip I have for you guys. To find what brands are popular, there's a few things you can do. So if you're not as comfortable with those brands yourself, I suggest going on to the Real and looking at their brand list of things that they accept, because all of those brands obviously are going to sell well. The other thing you can do is go to Rent the Runway. And Rent the Runway does have brands that are obviously really high in demand because people rent them and sometimes people buy them after renting them. There's a ton of different brands that are, some of them are high, some of them are low, some of them are a little bit more, how do I put it, like boutique-y or not as well known. But that's okay because, Rent the Runway does a lot of work on their sourcing and they have the data and they have the customers. And so I would trust any brand list from the Real or Rent the Runway. I got one of these dresses on Rent the Runway. That's why I'm saying that. And sometimes, you don't want to do too much. Obviously Anthro. I'm just going to select everything that I like right now, even though they're different price points. Aqua doesn't sell as well for me, but it's something that I buy full price, so I select it. Astra the Label. ATM is a very high-end brand at Neiman's as well. Avec les Filles, that is a lot of jackets and shoes, and they sell that at Anthro sometimes. It's a French brand. I love Bagatelle. Bailey 44 was on Rent the Runway. Ooh, they just added something from Balenciaga. I have to look at that one. See, there's some cute stuff on Bar 3, but I don't really select that one. I've had luck with Bardot. I thought I would have a lot of luck with BCBG, but lately it hasn't been that good to me, even though I still would wear it. BB has been really good to me. I didn't even know they sold BB anymore. I thought that BB went bankrupt a long time ago, but I've had some really good success with BB, like rhinestone tracksuits. Bella Doll is also a good one. Betsy Johnson I love. Black Halo, gorgeous sheath dresses. This one you can find at Nordstrom Rack a lot. Baquier, that's, something I like. I got a purse in my FabFit one time. And that reminds me also, FabFit and Ipsy, those are two great places to source as well because the merchandise value you get is way better than what you pay. Calvin Klein, certain things. So like the Calvin Klein joggers with the logo waistband, I have a lot of luck with those. Some shoes by Carlos Santana. I love Champion. I love CC. Charles, David. Charlie Holiday has a lot of really cool stuff and it's Australian, but it just hasn't been selling. Ooh, Charlotte Olympia they added. I love that. That's the little shoes with the kitties on it for adults. Definitely Chloe. Ooh, they have some Christian Dior. Sync a Sept. That is also from Rent the Runway. Sam Edelman, love. Just trying to go through this really quick. Derek Lam, Diane von Furstenberg, I would do. I'm going to stop clicking because otherwise it's just going to get crazy. Dolce & Gabbana, Dulce Vita. Donald Pliner, I love, but I haven't had much luck. Dress the Population, yes. DV by Dulce Vita, yes. Equipment Femme, love. They sell that at Nordstrom Rack and also at Neiman's and Nordstrom. Faithful the brand. Fame and Partners. Fly London is from Bloomingdale's. Usually Foxy Docs, I've had some success. Frame, I've had some success, but not on jeans. Free People, absolutely 100%. Lots of success there. Helston Heritage, Helmut Lang, Free People again. Eero, I love this. Jimmy Choo, of course. Joy, Jonathan Simkai, I freaking love that brand. It's so beautiful. Kate Spade. Kobe Halperin, I hadn't really heard of that brand, but they do have, they were at Fashion Week, and I've had some really good success with huge profit margin. Corral, that's like a workout brand. Space, great for bikinis. Rebecca Taylor, Lacoste, Lauren, sometimes Levi's. But there's so many Levi's that are like so many different types of Levi's. Some are sold at like, Walmart and stuff, and some are high end. So again, don't do jeans. Lost in Wonder, yes. Love Shack Fancy, yes. Maj, I love it. Maj is affiliated with Sandro. They're both French brands. Michael Kors, yes. Millie, Missoni, Miu Miu, all yes. Monroe, yes. Moschino, yes. Anne Philanthropy, yes. Nanette Lepore, yes. Nicole Miller sometimes. Oscar de la Renta, Paige, Pajar, Parker, those are all yes. Sometimes Proenza. Used to be Rag & Bone. I don't know if it's that popular anymore. Rails, yes. Rebecca Minkoff, yes. And actually, this is another thing. Rebecca Taylor, yes. You can also look at the Poshmark parties, because the other day I saw a party which included Rails. So if they're using that brand in a party, obviously it's a successful brand. So I would go ahead and look for those too. Red Carter, I believe that's Beyonce's brand. Reebok, they have some really cool shoes sometimes if you're lucky. Saint Laurent, Salvatore Ferragamo, Sam Edelman, all yes. Sailor, yes. Schutz, yes. See by Chloe, yes. Splendid sometimes. Staud sometimes. Steve Madden, yes. Stuart Weitzman, yes. Ted Baker, yes. Some Tommy Hilfiger. Some Tommy Bahama. Tory Burch, yes. Trina Turk, yes. Urban Outfitters, yes. Velvet, yes. Via Spiga, sometimes. Vince, sometimes. Waif, yes. Zach Posen, yes. And that's all we have for this sale. So obviously you can see there's not as many brands. But anyways, so it's already sorted it for you. And now if you go to price low to high, you will then be able to go through and see everything that's in here. So you can see like our starting price here is $7.99. You can also go up to the clearance here, and then you'll find all of the clearance brands, and you can sort there. Remember this is a 20% off section, so it would be $7.99 with 20, and then add an extra 20% off. So this is the regular sale price, not the sale price with the discount. The other thing I also sometimes do is I do discount high to low, and that doesn't necessarily match up with low to high, but in this case, some of them did pop up. But you'll see, like, Avec les filles is 90% off. Like, I would probably buy that for me. ALC, I would buy that. Ugh, I really don't need to buy anything else. This is gorgeous. I would so buy that. So I kind of look for what I would like to wear. I saw this on Poshmark and it sold for quite a lot. So that would be a good buy. So if you look at the trends of 2023, which I also did on another video, and some of the brands that I'll show you in my closet that have sold, as well as Poshmark's data on the top brands, you can really get your head around this quite well and pick winners. But not everything is a winner. And that's why I buy in my size, because if it's not going to sell, then I'm going to wear it. Okay, now I want to show you my wish list. It's this little heart here. Oh, and if you want to add something to your wish list, I'm not going to move it, but you just click the little heart there. So here's all my wish lists. So for example, like these were all the 65% off ones. This was a sale not so long ago. Same here. But it's kind of difficult because when you check out, it doesn't show each one that's 65 off. It just shows the total. So you have to do the math. And if it doesn't work out to 65, then you have to delete everything. And then I add everything one at a time and pretend like I'm checking out to see if I get the discount. Because if you add one thing that doesn't apply, you'll never know which one. Okay, so my most recent one, let's look at this list. What do I have in here? Now, why do I use the wish list? I think it's a really great function. First of all, you can put things in here that you're on the fence about, or you can put things in there that you want to kind of wait for it to be reduced. But keep in mind that, they sell through this inventory quickly, and sometimes, it'll be sold out. You can also use it as a holding spot so that you can wait for a sale. So here's what I have, but you'll see. So I have some kind of things like that. Now you'll see this one, like this is already sold out. I just put that in there. So I just shut down the ones that are sold out. This one also, I don't really know that brand, but I just thought it was so beautiful. But here you'll see like Dolce Vita, Kenneth Cole, Foray, NYDG, and yes, these are jeans, but wide leg flare jeans like that are really coming in. So I figured I need a pair, or maybe I would sell them. I love terry cloth, so I put that in there. But Free People, Stuart Weitzman, Salvador Ferragamo, BB, Schutz, Rebecca Minkoff, Aiden Maddox, Bagatelle, Tahari, that's one I forgot, Red Carter, there's another Raga. Charlie Holiday, again, just didn't have that much luck. This one's gone. Guess, Foray Aqua, Bailey 44, Aqua, Leanie. This is one that it's so cute. It's like $328, $17.99. And at the time they were having a sale, so it was like an extra 25% off. Like, how can you beat that? And again, like Aqua, sometimes I don't have luck with, but if something is so cheap, like seriously, I mean, I'm pretty sure that would sell. But there is a lot of Aqua on here all the time, so just only pick the things that are super cute and fashionable. This one's gone. So they also have men's and kids and accessories too. John Varvatos is a huge, very expensive brand. That's very popular, and it's very expensive. Sometimes when they don't have the price on here, it's because the tag didn't come with the price and they don't know how expensive this is. The other thing is sometimes they put the wrong price, so high or low. So if like, oh, I know like this is actually $900 and it said like $100 as the retail price, then you'd know that that was not true and you'd probably snatch it up. But I'm not saying that is $900. I'm just using an example. Fila 11 Paris. I love this for women and men. Great, beautiful tracksuits and stuff. K-Swiss. I love K-Swiss because of the fact that I wore it when I was like, I think in middle school, and I just love how clean and nice they are. So I bought that already. There's some End Philanthropy. These ones are sold out. This is a beautiful like fuzzy jacket, shirt jacket. These are sold out. Those are kind of like clogs. They look really comfy with the fur inside. Check this out. I mean, puffer coats are popular according to Poshmark's data, and this is $13.99 for a black puffer. Like that's nuts. These are my wish list items. So I really, really want these for myself so bad, but I'm just not going to spend that much, even though it is already half off. So they're also a size too big for me. But I'm just keeping them in there because if the price gets low enough, maybe I would wear them because God, they're so gorgeous. I love Stella McCartney. Bardo, there's another Avec. Michael fur jacket. That's beautiful. Mac Studio. I don't think I've ever sold anything from Mac Studio, but if it's cute like that, yes. Urban Outfitters, Alice and Olivia, Kobe. Rebecca Taylor, Eero, Alice and Olivia, Kobe again. We Were What? That's a really good brand that we didn't see. Pamangella. I don't know how to pronounce it, but those are good. I mean, look, this coat was $675. It's $71. Everything you add to your wish list, you add it by size. So for example, this is a 9. It's sold out. Well, maybe it's only sold out in 9. So if we click on it, yeah, it's totally sold out. But sometimes you'll find that, there's an 8.5 or something like that. Oh, and I always save image as, and I use these as my photos. Not all of them, but just maybe like the cover photo or just like 1 or 2. I definitely recommend taking all your own photos. If you have a nice stock photo like this that's got the background removed, why not? And that is the brands that I'm sourcing currently in a nutshell from BHFO. Let's get into some search terms. Okay, now we're going to go over Poshmark data. So Poshmark releases this, and this is freshly hot off the press. So on the left, you are going to see the top brands by order volume growth. So the growth from last year, or sorry, the year before to this year, year-over-year growth. And the top categories, so women's is on the left, men's is on the right. So when you see these, it doesn't necessarily mean they are the top brands. It means they're the highest growing brands, which, you know, probably are top too. But this was a surpriser for me, Amazon. Like, I know Amazon sells clothes, but I didn't realize they had special Amazon branded clothes, and that's gone up 727%, which is pretty crazy. On Running, Lucy in the Sky, Aviator Nation, love those. Do not post stock photos for these guys because they will shut you down with the DMC request. And yeah, that's annoying. Farm Rio, I love. Michael Kors, I mentioned. Ooh, Aritzia, I sell a lot of that. Cause I've never sold anything. Birkenstocks are really popular, and they have been for a couple years. Well, actually, for decades. Abercrombie and Fitch, they did kind of a redesign, but that you know, it's still been popular. And then in terms of the categories, that can also help you with brands too, because within those brands, you still need to pick something that's hot and trendy and looks good and etc. What people want. So for example, like Birkenstock mules or clogs, or maybe an Aritzia crop top, or a Farm Rio. Well, Farm Rio is really known for their dresses, but you get the idea. Moving over to men, all of these, and I know New Balance is really hot even on the streetwear side. Marine Layer I've heard of, but honestly, and LL Bean obviously, but I've heard of these guys, Pendleton and Brooks Brothers and stuff, but I haven't actually sold it because I don't know. I just, obviously I wouldn't wear it myself, but yeah, just, I do list a lot more women's for regular brands, and for streetwear, it's mainly men's. Okay. Now let's look at something like sustainability. So sustainability, everybody who uses Poshmark and any secondhand website should be focused on sustainability. Now, again, this is data directly from Poshmark that just got released, and curiously, Nike is on the list. I'm not sure if Nike is the most sustainable brand, if I thought of that. But Rothy's I love. They're made from recycled plastic or seat belts or something like that. Columbia, obviously. Patagonia, I've had some really good luck recently with. Reformation has always been hot. I'm surprised it's, only 10% because, I mean, these sell like hotcakes. North Face, definitely good. And Nike, definitely good. I just don't think that they're sustainable. But they may have some shoes that are sustainable, maybe. So for Poshmark, the top search terms are definitely things that you want to pay attention to. So Lululemon Everywhere Fleece Belt Bag. So like if you can find that at a good price, that's probably going to be selling really great. UGG platforms, I mean, UGG boots in general have always sold well, especially around the winter, but I think they definitely have had a revival because of the whole Y2K. Moose Knuckles, kind of similar to like a Montclair or a Canada Goose. This is a beautiful brand made in Canada. Holiday dresses. Now you want to, it's almost too late to post holiday dresses because, it's December 3rd. Now, maybe for New Year's, but still, I would recommend posting your holiday dresses and your New Year's dresses, like, I don't know, before Black Friday at least. I did mention puffer jackets before, and those are definitely a hot search term. Ski coat, winter jackets. I mean, this is pretty seasonal, so that's not surprising, as are these. Now let's go to luxury. Top selling luxury. So this does not surprise me. And if you compare it to my sales, it probably wouldn't surprise you either. So Louis Vuitton is number 1, Gucci is number 2, Chanel is number 3. Those 3 are always like in the top 3. Maybe they rotate, but I'm pretty sure they just stay the same in that order. Burberry is interesting because Burberry kind of went out a little bit, but I think their rebranding is really helping them capture more market share. But this Burberry trench coat, that's a classic, and that will always sell. Christian Louboutin, always hot. Prada, always hot. Dior, always hot. YSL, always hot. Balenciaga. Kim Kardashian is the spokeswoman, so that's going to keep growing. And Tiffany. And if we look at handbags specifically, things that have grown really fast year over year, this Jacquemus, and you'll notice like those were the tiny, tiny purses that people were holding. Like they're about as big as, well, littler than your hand, actually, like maybe the size of your palm. But they also make other sizes, so that one's really come up. Bottega Veneta also has been really hitting it hard with their rebrand to more of like a trendy streetwear brand almost. So for their clothes and apparel and shoes, I mean, but you know, they have beautiful classic purses. And then Goyard, you know, that's always been a good seller too, but the increase in searches on Goyard is pretty apparent. And we are going to look now at electronics. So they did recently add electronics as a category. Well, I say recently, I mean, I've been selling so long on Poshmark that recent could be like 3 years and it all blends together. But they didn't always sell electronics, I'll tell you that much. They did recently also make a change where you have to ship these via UPS instead of USPS. I haven't sold an electronic since they made that change, so would love to hear your comments on if you did and what the difference in process was. But you know, Apple is way up there, of course. Anything that's like a wearable. I don't know if you've noticed in my videos, I have a Gucci Aura ring, and that tracks like my oxygen sat, my calories, how well I slept, my readiness score, like so many different things, and they're really helpful. So these are anything that's a smart wearable is going to be popular. Loopy case, you know, I haven't actually had a case by that brand, but you know, I know that brand name phone cases have always been pretty popular. Bandolier, I've sold a lot of. Casemate, things like that. And then, whoa, what do you know? Nintendo video games. So that could be from the Switch and the new Switch, or maybe it's some Y2K going on there. And speaking of Y2K, last but not least, Poshmark and Y2K. So things get popular on TikTok, and then they sell like hotcakes on Poshmark. So if you can keep up with the trends on TikTok, then you can really figure out what brands and things to source. Me personally, I have a TikTok. I don't use it really. I just think the algorithm is so good that it would probably keep me entertained so much that I wouldn't get anything done. But you can use things like this in your tags on your listings, and you know, you can say like, I had a pair of really cute leggings that had like the seam you know, in the middle of your butt that makes your butt look good. And that was actually originally featured on TikTok. So you could tag that as, you know, TikTok leggings. So just wanted to share that with you. And that is direct from Poshmark, just recently posted. And that's all I have for you in terms of the Poshmark data. But if you would like to see this data yourself, Poshmark has a blog, and they post this. And sometimes they'll give you a little alert when you're on the Poshmark app saying that they've released this. There's some other companies that do it as well. ThreadUp releases a trend report. The RealReal releases a trend report. StockX releases a trend report. So those are all things that I look at constantly because I love to see that data and I love to see, you know, what is selling. So there was 3 lovely people who left comments and suggestions on what kind of video they wanted to see next. So I gotta give these people a shout out. Thank you so much. You mean so much to me. Everybody who leaves me a comment means so much to me. It really, really means a lot. Thank you. But these 3 ladies requested to know what brands I like to source. Muam Fawn and Jennifer Clark and Lily Murray. So thank you so much. Love to hear about what's going well for you, what things you want to hear about next, and this video is dedicated to you. I'm so excited to get my first suggestions, actually. I can't talk today. What is wrong with me? I lost my train of thought, totally. Oh yeah. Duh. It's a pigtail day. Pigtail day. See? I can't even say pigtails.